Hello, welcome back. First of all, let's just do a very brief update. This is just an update for Pokerstars. I haven't really played much on GG Poker. I will try to get everything up to date with that probably tomorrow or the day after. I've been busy today, busy playing mainly. Tomorrow I'm busy, busy not playing mainly. And so the day after that I'll try to kind of get everything up to date, and that probably um, I want to do that anyway. So here is the yellow line is the bankroll challenge graph for Pokerstars. That includes all the tournaments, bonuses, and the cash games. I need to. I took the $12 off or so that we lost on tournaments a week ago. I need to take $15 off that we lost a day or two ago. I haven't done that yet. I will. I've got a note of it here. It's all on my piece of paper. So this will come down a little bit. Um, but what we've started doing, we started playing some $10 games yesterday. I didn't record them. Um, but let's just have a look at the $10 games. The reason why, before I do that, the reason why I started playing $10 games is, so this is plus $60 or so. Well, was before I started playing $60, $70 before I started playing the $10 games. So we've got that. Plus, I think we're in a little bit of profit at GG. So let's theoretically say plus $100. Okay. We've got the initial $100 bankroll. So that's $200. So that gave us around about 20 buy-ins for the $10 level. Plus, we've got the monthly poker challenge, which I think we had about 27 days initially. So we've been on this for about 9 days, 8, 9 days so far. Okay. We've got 350 points, 350.34 out of 750. So we've come up to halfway. So this was mainly achieved using playing $2, $5 games. Okay. So theoretically, one would say, okay, if we start playing $10 games, we can complete this quite quickly, theoretically. And that will add another 60 to our bankroll as well. So, then we can say plus 160. We've got plus one, well, we've got, let's go back a bit. Let's say we have plus $60 there, plus let's say plus 40 from GG, so it's plus 100, plus our 100 initial investment, so that's $200 we've got to play with, plus 60 here. Although we don't have it in the bank yet, it's coming very soon, hopefully. Okay, so that would say 260. So that, at $10 level, that's about $26. And then obviously we do get a little bit of an uplift with the $10. We do go in the right direction, and this starts to go down quite quickly. We can possibly do another one of these before the end of the month. Maybe even two, but we'll at least go into do one, maybe do two. Very unlikely that we'll do three, but so obviously it goes well at $10, then theoretically we could be adding $120 here, from the monthly poker challenge. So let's just have a look at the chart. I did play some $10 yesterday. I think I played one or two hands before, not many. I haven't played many overall, so let's quickly look at that. So let's just take the yellow line off now. Just look at the cash. Okay, so that kind of went okay. We're, plus 3 buy-ins, plus 3.5 buy-ins there. We'll be giving ourselves a little bit of a buffer. Hopefully we can continue going up in the right direction. I do seem to have this bit of a pattern where I go up and I'm back down to zero, go up, and this kind of like this that's going on. but you know, we haven't played that many hands. Yesterday, part of the reason why I didn't record later on in the day, I'd record 2 or 3 videos in the morning, so I put those up there, and I thought, well, I don't want to do, I want to do it as much as I can, but I don't want to do too much. That's one thing. And then secondly, I just wanted to have a little bit of time where I just played. I didn't worry about the recording and the speaking, and just focus on the playing. And I think that helps. I do, I do need 2 or 3 days where I just do that. I haven't had that for the entire month where I just say, okay, 10, 12 hours today, 10, 12 hours tomorrow, 10, 12 hours the next day. Get that 30, 40 hours in 3, 4 days, and really put some hands under my belt, and try to take it to the next level. So I haven't done that. So there's the $10 graph, and we'll continue working on that today in a moment. But let's just have a look at the other thing here. And the interesting thing is we've got the leaderboards now, so that changes a little bit as well, because we get leaderboard points for the $10 game. So before we were playing $2, $5, we were getting a few points there. So yeah, it starts to go up a little bit now. I think when I finished playing yesterday, this was about $6 or $7, gone down a little bit to $3. We've got another 5 hours, so hopefully we can get a little bit there. $0.50 here, so there's $3.50 here. So we could potentially earn a few more dollars on leaderboard points each day by playing $10 or going up a level. That is a possibility. And then also we've got the chest. So we've nearly finished the chest here. A couple of 100 points for that to go. On a game playing $10 level, that should go up a little bit. So when we finish this chest, we also get the chance probably to have a dice roll to earn another chest as well. But there's going to be at least $5 from that chest. And then we could, also playing $10, we go up a chest level. So, that's theoretical at the moment. I mean, obviously playing $10 games, if we do well, we're going to be paying more rate. We're possibly going to get more leaderboard points. We're going to get more monthly poker bankroll challenge points, and we're going to get more reward chest points, and so theoretically we could earn $240 a month, I think, at this level, about on monthly poker bankroll challenge points. And then the chest levels go up, and the leaderboard goes up as well. So even if you won zero, and you possibly could be getting around about $400 in profit just from the points. So that's a factor to take into account with what I take into account a little bit with my measuring what when to have a shot or not. Okay, so I think that's that. Let's have a go at playing some games. We'll try to get 4. Let's just play the 9 max, and we'll try to do that for 2 or 3 hours. So what we want to do when we're playing, we just want to see the impact on the monthly poker bankroll challenge. How many points do we earn an hour? And this is going to be a factor in there. So let's try to get a game up here. $10. Taking a bit of time to get a seat. Not many seats available. Okay. Okay, so there's one there. We'll try to get 4 tables going. We've got what I would say is Yesterday well, we played a little bit before, but we've got +3 buy-ins there. What we could say is if you lose 6 buy-ins, we go down to $5. So that's going to be the rule. So we'll play. Hopefully we continue going up. But if we lose $60, we'll go down. So we're quite strict on where we go. But the reason why I'm playing 9 max because it's slow. I'm a little bit tired. Well, actually, I'm not too tired, but a bit of energy today. You know, I woke up not that long ago. And I feel like Sunday, let's play some tournaments. Despite all the bashings I've had in tournaments recently, I think you've seen one or two of those endless bad beats. I feel we're going to get one or two come our way at some point. We must do. As long as we keep trying to do our best. And it can't be like that forever, can it? And that's what I think as well. Just that one little boost from a tournament will put the bankroll challenge on another level. So let's check it. Or maybe got a weak draw with the 7-8 there. I'm going to try to set this as a table preference for Pokerstars. At the moment, I have to jig it all around like this, which is not great. But on GG Poker, see, on Pokerstars it doesn't really work on my. This is my second screen. If I set this to tile, it will go to my other screen. That sort of doesn't recognise this screen for some reason. GG Poker, if I put the tables on this screen and set to tile, it recognises this screen. I'm just going to have a bluff of this pot. Bet and fold, bet fold here. I could continue on. Obviously ace queen, ace king. I think hasn't got an ace queen. Could bluff that, but over pair ace king. Probably going to continue in it. So I don't really know the players. That's the other thing. If it was, if I knew the players a bit better, it was a bit deeper start. I'll maybe take a different line on that. Okay, I'm going to try to set this as a standard Pokerstars. Okay, so I've got that saved as a standard layout, so hopefully next time I won't have to mess about. Okay, that's great. So we really want to let's just take a note of this. So I'm going to put on my piece of paper as well. So we're going to do this. Let's just get back to the monthly poker bankroll challenge. So we can see here we've just started playing. We have 350.93. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So put it down on my piece of paper as well. 350.93. So we can monitor that how it goes over the next hour or two. Tempted to call with Jack King with all the money in the pot. It's a really crappy, but we go for it because there is a lot of money there. And I think we're just going to be check shoving good luck. King Jack. Okay, we've got the set of eights. That's good. So it's just getting a half pot. Ace King completely missed with a pair on the board, so didn't really pursue that. We've got the boat. We're going to check raise. Well, I'm going to check call because that's going to enable us to get it in by the river now. Hopefully he hasn't got queens. I'm just going to put him in. Nice. Wonderful. So that's a nice start. We're plus $10 already. So 350.93 with the monthly bankroll challenge. And you can see that a lot of these players don't have labels on. I've got a nit here, 10. So he's only really playing. Well, we don't. You know. Usually I would call that. Maybe that was a mistake. Now it's gone to 17. See, I don't really know these players, so you can see a lot of these players have not got any labels. But very often when a nit re-raises, if that was a nit 10, 9, 10, I'm just folding because they usually only got ace, king, king, and your king dead's dead in the water. Your king 10's dead in the water. I mean, unless you get your flush draw or whatever, but what these players tend to do, the nitty players, they just bet and shove and they're just like voyeurs, sort of a one trick pony, ace, all in. Saw a couple yesterday, and I had like VPIP of 6 or 7 and someone someone open raised a 3 and then they just shoved. So you know exactly what they've got. Ace or king. And so yeah, they've sat there for like 50 minutes and they've won 3 chips. Fucking amazing, But I've done many stupid things playing poker. But I just find it really, one thing I'm conscious of is, like with my tournaments, I don't play enough hands. I play too tight. I just play too much like a cash player with my tournaments, you know, and I need to study the tournament game to get better at tournament, period, you know. But what I find at the sort of the micro tournaments, too many multi-way pots, and I'm not really confident about my tournament ranges like I am with my cash game ranges. I'm not really confident at playing at different stack levels. I prefer deep stack play, period, you know. Give me 300 chips, I can do that. Give me 40 chips, I'm useless, you know. So, I think if I did take a deep dive into tournaments, it'd have to be a deep dive. I'd have to say, okay, let's build up the bankroll with cash, and let's put a chunk of money aside for tournaments, and I'll spend a week or two really sort of studying and analysing some stuff. I'm playing one or two tournaments at a time, and just trying to make progress with that. Yeah, actually, I think that would be quite good to do at some point with this bankroll challenge. Like I say, I call it a bankroll challenge, but I'm not kind of racing up as quickly as possible, and you know, I do want to try different things as well. I do want to play some tournaments, and I do want to get a bit better at tournaments. I mean, cash is my bread and butter. I want to get better at cash too. Um, I mean, it's like yesterday I played some Zoom games, and in the morning I was really in the mood for tables. I was in the mood for that. Not often in the mood to play 4 table Zooms, you know. Um, Excuse me, I'm just going to sneeze. Hopefully you didn't hear that. Sometimes I just like a nice relaxing time like this. Sit back, play some 9 max, not fast. Get to know the dynamics. Yeah. Checking we've got the nuts, by the way, unless he's got quad aces. Or half pot. Hopefully he hasn't got kings or something. I mean, he would have thought he put his chips in there, with the trips, you know. Okay. So we've been playing about 20 minutes. Well, 15, 20 minutes because we were waffling on before about charts and the bankroll challenge update. Okay. Um, so let's have a look at the monthly poker bankroll challenge because we did say we want to have a look. Want to get an idea of the hourly. I can't even speak English now. The hourly rate, okay, or the hourly figures that we get. So it was 350.93. Let's say we've been playing about 15 minutes, okay, and Yeah, 354.35. So I don't know, maybe about 12 an hour at this level. Okay. So that would be about 60 hours. 62, 12 an hour would be about 60, 62 hours, 65 hours, something like that. Play 10 hours a day, 6 days. So you get $10 a day. Monthly Poker Bankroll Challenge, one buy in a day. But we're keeping monitoring that anyway. I mean, the other thing for me is that $10 a day monthly Poker Bankroll Challenge. You know, if we do make profit, the $10 level, then you know you can. The minimum buy-in for tournaments could be $10 or $20, maybe $30 on Sundays or something like that. Because you're going to be earning a chunk of money, and if you just spent a very small percentage of that on tournaments, then you're still going to be profitable. And then obviously if you start playing 30, 40, $50 tournaments, and it's basically costs you nothing, and you start binking one or two, that would be great. And I don't think when you're playing a $50 tournament, I don't think you're going to get so much of this crap that you get with the $1, $2 tournaments where, everyone's calling every pot. Everyone's, 5 players at the table are playing 70% of their hands. It's just a lottery, isn't it? You think about it with ace ace, heads up ace ace, you know, you're going to win that most of the times. Whatever there's 83%, something like that. You start getting 3 or 4 away with your ace ace. Your ace ace is pretty much not worthless, but it starts going down into the 35% equities. You don't want to be multi-way with your ace ace. We're going. Have a look at some of those equities. I did do a short video a couple of days ago. You can see it yellow. I think it's looking at poker combos, and I do want to produce more shorts where I, for myself as well, so I have this sort of reference material so I can very quickly calculate combos. I'm fairly okay at them anyway, and equities, and things like that. So I just thought I'd do a lot of shorts that would help boost the channel a little bit, obviously, but also be kind of meaningful information for people learning the game, so they can just get some reference materials, very quick reference materials, just to. I never put any audio on the short that I produced. I did try. It was just really impossible to get the audio within 60 seconds. I've tried about 5 times, and I just thought, you know what? I don't think the audio is really. It's too difficult, taking too much time, and I don't think really the audio adds that much value. I mean, what you see on the short video is what you get. I think it starts off. We hold ace king. We have a flop of king jack 3. How many king jacks are out there? Combos are out there. So, and here's the formula. Input those numbers into the formula, and away we go. We have a double gutter, is it? Second pair double gutter. A bit of half. And a bit of half here with the overpair, the flush draw. and put a bit in with the straight. We got the top pair now, put a half in with the going up with the open end, the 2 overs. We've got a lot of outs, but we've got the voyeur here with B-pip of 5, so we know what he's got. How many hands has he played? 19. Mind you, I've got a V-pip of 5 on that table. It's the way that it goes. Oh, we haven't got a Pokerstars problem now, have we? I haven't frozen on us. Okay, we're okay. I'm just gonna check. Okay, we got our straight. Hopefully he's got ace-ace. Just gonna go half pot. Hopefully he's got ace-ace or ace-jack and he's a bit silly. I've not really been watching too much, but talking, I need to label some of these players, but we've been playing about 20-25 minutes, so 177, 133, 142. Seems okay, doesn't it? Yeah, so this is just like a relaxing, for me, a relaxing way to play poker, you know. I mean, until recently, I never played a lot. I started off playing 9 max. That was, and I played a lot of 9 max then, and I was completely useless. I'm still completely useless. But that's where I kind of learnt the game, and then I messed around a lot as well, and I played and I didn't play, and I played some tournaments, and I used to like to play a lot of sit and goes. I used to like to play some of the knockout games, some of the turbo games, the turbo one table games, and some of the 50-50s, I think they're called. I used to play a lot of sit and goes. And I never really liked the spin and goes. We're not really that keen on them. But I do want to learn the spin and goes, and I do want to learn the heads up poker. I'm useless at them, and that's always been on my list of things to do, particularly the heads up. I think Doug Poke said, you know, everyone must learn heads up, and I haven't, you know, learned anything. I know nothing about heads up. You know, I know there's 52 cards, and I know the poker hands, you know, a pair beats ace high, and so on. Beyond that, I have no idea how to play heads up. You know, so when I get to a final table, I've won tournaments. I've come number 2 in tournaments quite a lot of times. But when I get there, I have no idea how to play. I mean, that's not quite a heads up, is it? But it is heads up, but it isn't heads up. But you know what I'm saying. It's not a heads up game, is it? But when we get to the last 2 of the tournament, I'm really tired, and I don't really care that much. I'm okay with second place. That's not a good attitude. But you know, if you're playing a $2 tournament, you're gonna get like $200, and the next place you're gonna get $300. I'm not that bothered. It's nice to get number 1, but I don't. I don't get there often enough to study it, you know. But having said that, not knowing it has cost me money. I mean, I think, you know, but I've been a couple of times where I've lost 1,000 or $2 by not knowing the heads up game and the final table of a tournament. So it's worth the investment. And I think it will help in other areas too, you know, help my poker game. So it's on the list of things to do. It's like with this bankroll challenge. Yes, it's a bankroll challenge. And now we're playing $10 level, and hopefully we can continue to do well at $10 level. I mean, if we get to -6 buy-ins at $10 level, we'll drop down. But also, you know, you might see tomorrow I'll just play a few $2 games. Because like I said, sometimes it's like a bit of practice. It's adding a little bit of money to the bankroll. Like for example, tomorrow I've got some things to do. Okay, it's going to take a chunk of time, and I probably most likely I won't play any poker. But you know, things could go wrong with the things I've got to do. I could find myself with a couple of hours to kill, and I'll just play um, $2 Zoom tables. You know, I'm not going to say, oh, we're at the $10 level now. You know, no, if I've just got a couple of hours to kill and I want to sort of, okay, let's work on my Zoom game a little bit. You know, it's not going to be any harm to do that, and maybe then put that into my do some $2 games and put that into my software and analyze the games. It doesn't really matter, so I'll just say, okay, do. Well, we got top pair. The hand of death isn't it, ace queen, so it's going to bet up, and obviously we're beaten by queen queen, jack jack, king king, ace ace, all these kind of hands. Draw, but we get out of jail there. What I find at the $10 game is there's a lot more folding. I think I haven't analysed it closely enough, and look, $2 games you've got a lot more people just calling, so you've got a lot more multi-way pots to deal with. So it's a bit like a tournament, you know, a donkey tournament. I don't. That's why I don't. The $1 tournaments, the $2 tournaments, I don't really take that seriously. I'm just like fit and fold a lot of the time. All in. If I get to the final table, I get to the final table. If I'm out, I'm out. I don't really care. Probably not the best attitude to have towards them, but you know, very often when you've got three or four, five players to every freaking pot, um, you know, your ranges don't really matter that much. Like I say, ace ace, king king. I mean, it gets trounced so many times in those tournaments, and you got you've got three or four players playing against you. No wonder your ace ace doesn't really do that well. It doesn't really have a lot of equity a lot of the times, you know. So you get these kind of suited connectors seem to come in a lot. People flopping straights and flushes, you know. Um, you kind of in that situation, your pairs don't really work. Just have a little dig with this 7-10 here. Bit of money in the pot. Doesn't really work, does it? Kind of hand that if it flops nicely, then you've got a multi-way pot. It can be very profitable. Well, it might get a little bit of advance here. No, I mean a kind of sort of queen would have been nice, wouldn't it? Didn't happen. About 5, 6 of them. Oh, nothing there. Calm down. So you know, comparing the $10 to the $2 games, and the cash. Yeah. Again, I think you've got. I need to leave with some of these players. You don't have so many donkeys. I don't think recreational players. Okay, they are there. Um, I think you do have. You know, you've got your 35 VPP, your 38, your 56. I think they're certainly there. Okay. I think you have more players playing tightly. Just gonna limit the 7-8 here, and that's they're kind of relatively easy to play against because you know what they've got. In poker, it's great. You know, these players are kind of harder to play against because you don't know what they've got. They could have anything. They could have a pair of tissues, you know. Um, just second pair here. Continue with one, I think. Put a small bet in, try and knock some people out. That wasn't a great turn. Let's hope he's got a 5, ace 5. Please have ace 5. What have you got? Ace 5. Wonderful. That's a good call, wasn't it? So you got those type players like, 11 VPP. Mind you, look, I've only got 9 here. 10, 12. So it doesn't really mean anything. I just probably haven't had anything yet. So I think that's the one thing. Secondly, I don't think you have so many multi-way pots as you do at $2. So that's good. And you can get heads up a lot more. That's good. So you can, you can bully round a little bit more here, I think. My opinion. You can, you can bluff around a little bit. So I'm going to take this up with the ace jack suited. So you want to be careful with this early position raiser. I'm not just going to call if he shoves. And I think what I was just about to say, we get a lot more folding. You re-raise, I think. Again, I don't really have the statistics on this. You get a lot more folding to your re-raises. People take your raises a little bit more seriously here, I think. And they're thinking, do I really have it? So here, got the top pair. So like this. So, fold. But, I think at $2, you're going to get an ace rag call that, and you get, they just think, I've got an ace, and I've got ace 2, and I'll call, and hopefully get an ace. You're going to get bottom pairs. So we've had a few, king on the flop, club flush draw. We've had the ace 10 of clubs. There's been 2 clubs on the flop. You have a bit of a bluff at it all in. I've been called with 2-2 at $2, $5 games. Don't think you're going to get that kind of crap so much at the $10 games. I think it, possibly a weakness in some people's games as well. They're kind of underbluff. They start to underbluff here, I think. I'm a little bit over bluffy sometimes. I call too much. I'm a bit too aggressive in some areas sometimes. My post flop play is a bit probably over aggressive. I don't know. It's just my sense. I get. I think my ranges are pretty solid. I mean, I don't look like I'm playing many hands here at the moment. I've had a lot of this crap. So. We'll see. So let's just have a look at the $10 chart now. I think we looked at that at the start of this session and we were about plus $35, weren't we? Okay. We can see here now we're plus about $50. So we've added $15 on, haven't we? Okay. But that's good. And we're going to have a look at it for today. Yeah, I think. Yeah. There you go. Oops. So that's a good way to use Holdem Manager. I mean, there's other ways that you can keep right up to date with. It has a. I mean, I might just show you that in a moment. It has a live. If you do want to purchase Holdem Manager, there is a link in the description. I'm not a salesperson to Holdem Manager, but I like using it. It's not perfect, but it's a great. It's good to have that sort of information at your fingertips. Very often I don't use it whilst I'm playing. I've got the VPIP showing here because you've got a lot of players around. Seems like we're getting a little bit of stickiness with the software today. I'm going to call with the 7-8. You've got a lot of chips there. Don't really get anything there. Nothing with the 7-6. So, we're plus $50 now with the $10. And we said if we go down to, was it -6 buy-ins? Well, if we lose 6 buy-ins, we'll drop down. So, you know, maybe if we lose 8 buy-ins now, we can drop down, I think. Something like that. Well, hopefully we can just keep going up a little bit, and that makes it impossible to do, you know. But like I say, it doesn't mean that we won't be playing $2, $5 games. As I've already said, I will be playing some to sort of practice and things like that, just to relax. So I'm not that strictly strict at doing it. I'm not going to continue with the 7 here. I think, you know, we have too much against us. The ace 2, the flush draw. We don't have any diamonds. I think we're... oh God. Anyway. Maybe should have continued with the 7s. Maybe one call would have been the right thing to do there. Didn't, you know, we still could have been in trouble. That time of call. Good shot. Check call. Check fold. Could have an ace king. Let's put a half a pot in there. Nice. I mean, I do get a sense to just play it on the bluffs a little bit, you know. We only went for the king queen because the amount of money in the pot, so. Hopefully get a diamond or king or queen here. We get nothing. It's gonna flat the ace 4. Could re-raise it. With this player here, I could possibly re-raise it. hope we get an ace or four. Like that. A dumb bluff. Well, no. You never know. We have position. I misclicked there with the Jack 10. I didn't mean to re-raise. Sorry. Hopefully we can pick up a queen. So yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit more enthusiastic about the tournaments, even though I've got savagely beaten up in the last couple of times I've played. Uh, the reason why that is, it's kind of, look, it's we're plus $50 now with 1,000 hands at $10 games. Okay, and he's either got it or he hasn't. Could have had queen, queen, jack that, jack, jack there. It could have been ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack. And so, you know, if we play a $10 tournament tonight, for example, you know, it's not such a big deal, is it? It's not such a big chunk of our bankroll then. So, you know, before we were only like plus $50, and even if you're playing a $4 tournament, you know, it's nearly 10% of your bankroll, and then you get bashed up in the second hand. It's like, oh, frustrating. But now, if we play like a $10 tournament, for example, and it's only a very small percentage of our bankroll, and it's not such a big deal if we get bashed up in the second hand. What we did the last time we played a $10 tournament, turned a straight, and the guy rivered a boat. You know, I'm gonna leave this game because nothing's really happening here. Want to get the 9 max. Want to get against as many players as possible. Step out of this one. I'll try and add another table though, if there's one available. So yeah, when your bankroll's like $250, $300, and it's increasing by $50 a day, blah blah blah, you know, with the bonuses and that sort of thing. A $10 tournament on a Sunday is not such a big deal, is it? You know. Whereas before, I think I was, you know, that's where it comes into trying too hard, even if the bankroll was, you know, at $50 profit, and you know, there's $4 in a tournament, $5 in a tournament, you lose. You know, at the beginning of my bankroll challenge, it's a bit of a stretch for the bankroll. You think, okay, this is a bit of a risk. So risk reward is I feel more relaxed because I know that, you know, I'm a bankroll nit. So that's my thing here. I want to grow the bankroll. I don't want to put the bankroll under too much pressure. I'm going to I'm not going to bet the farm in a tournament. You know, not going to happen. Oh, we've got top pair here, but vulnerable. Oh, I think I'm up against ace queen or a set there. It's a tight fold. But it's a tight player, and I just think, yeah. I'm not going to stack off with top pair. I know that ace queen I get beat quite a lot. King queen, that smelt like a set to me. Set of tens. I think a called pre-flop. It's a typical move for a set of tens. Post-flop actions. Re-raise. What's he re-raising with? I've learnt my lessons from top pair queens. They're not as strong as what you think they are. Very often when I think, okay, I've got top pair queens. I'm pretty much 90% of the time dead. He didn't bet the king, did he? So well, we've got the nuts basically. Cool. Wonderful. You see, top pair tens dead. That's why I just think I made the correct call with the top pair queens. You know, my bet to him should have said to him about, and he's got top pair. Well, you know, sometimes his tens is going to be good. With all the money in the pot and the stack sizes here, I don't like it. Sorry about the motorbike there going past my window. I don't like it, but we could get two pairs or something. And I would just kind of, I'm going to be folding out of this because I don't think King Queens is very good here. That's it. So look at the chart now. So we're up to $60. So we've added 3 buy-ins, plus $30 and $30 in an hour, I think. That's okay. So play 10 hours a day. It'll be at this rate with $300 a day. But at this rate, we won't continue at this rate. Trust me. We'll be going back down to zero at some point. It's not a matter of if, it's when. What I wanted to show you earlier with the Holdem Manager. So, you know, I like just to use this sort of graph as I go. It's just easy for me to understand. But there is a live play button here, and you get a similar thing, and you get all this information and data about your big blind 100. So we're 86 big blind 100. You know, you can get that. If that's it's not that useful for me. I'm not really this sort of person. You know, 52 minutes. You know, VPIP there, and you've got all your cards and your hands there, and you can mark them for review, and your table history's there. For me, it's great. I mean, it's amazing to have that. But in game, it's a bit too much for me. I'm not. I just like to look at the tables. You know, sometimes if I move away from looking at the table, I lose information about the players. You know, I don't really have that much information on these players anyway. And if I just sort of spend all my time looking at my VP, my free bet percentages, and you know, it doesn't really excite me that much. I just like the one line where it's up or down, and that's it. If it's down, bad. Up, good. That's the way I roll. If it's down, I need to do something about it, and if it's up, try to keep going as you know, try to keep going. You know, I very often find if I try to if things become overcomplicated, I tend to start making mistakes. You know, if I was paid too much attention to these VPIP numbers, that's where I lose money. I've been guilty of I'm doing that even over the last few days. Oh, he's got a high VPIP. Yeah, there's a probability he's messing around, and you know, turns over. It's actually that's a terrible hand for us, isn't it? Just gonna check. Hopefully, he hasn't got kings. Well, we've got top pair here with the ace. We've got a 40 VPIP here, so. Okay, so we've just been awarded a chest, and now we have a chest on ladders dice chest. So I've already added the $5 onto the bankroll anyway from the original chest, which we get, but we get a roll of a dice with this dice and ladder. We'll have a look at this in a moment. Well, okay, so we got two pairs with the tens. Gonna call. Tens is vulnerable. And go up a little bit here. Tens is done. I mean, you may say that's a tight fold, but low VPIP. Let's have a look at the note. What was the note I'll have on him? Station. Yeah. He ain't shoving 9-9. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. And that's what would be 9-9. Okay, so we have we have one chest, and this is let's have a look at this here. So we have a roll of a dice, which is 1. Yeah, I don't think that's very good for us. And now let's have a look at the. Try and get their monthly. The challenge. So we need to look at it. So we got this chest and ladders thing. So it just gave us 1. I'll try again. Okay, so we went from 11 to 12. We needed a 2 to get that chest. Okay, so it wasn't very good for us. Okay, we'll have a look at the. We've been playing. been playing for just over an hour, so we have ace 10 here. Don't like it with the king queen. We're just going to call that. I'm going to fold this. So let's have a look at the monthly poker challenge now. We've just been playing for about an hour, just over an hour. So 362.78. And we started off at 350.93. So about 12. We said that, didn't we? About 12 an hour. Okay. So it's going to take us about 30 hours to finish that chest. And let's have a look. Let's say we played 10 hours a day at this level. So, 3 days. And we have 18 days. So that would give us about another 15 days. To get another chest. So we could get a chest about every 6 or 7 days at this level. Obviously go up, the chest might get a bit more difficult, harder to reach. But you get the idea. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get another chest. At least another one chest. Maybe 2 chests. So we've got a new chest bar started. So we're already on 22 points. So we've done about. I think we've done about. It's about 200 points an hour. I think when we started, it was about 200 points to go, something like that. So again, 10 hours. But we're 10, 15 hours would be a chest there at this level. Ace king suited, we raise that. Top pair is quite big. And an overbet shove here. Oh no, it's at 200 chips. It's a really sticky one, isn't it? I don't want to be betting on my stack here. I mean, if I had to, I had to, but it's still ace high, isn't it? I should have called the ace 10. It was a little bit of a misclick. I wasn't really concentrating. enough chips there for me to aim at. Oh, we flopped a straight here. We've got a lot of players sitting out here. Is it tournament time? One, two, three, four, five. The other thing last night, I was having a little bit of a relaxing time playing, and Jack King's got it here. And I was listening to some music as well. Sometimes I listen to music. Very often, most of the time I don't. But last night I just really into the Smiths at the moment. My friend came to visit me, someone I've known all my life, and we had a great time. A few of us went out. I mean, I don't drink, but we went out, and it's a really good little holiday, really. Not long back. And he said to me, "What music are you listening to at the moment?" I said, "Oh, I'm listening to the Smiths a lot, you know." He said, "Oh, I've been listening to a lot of Smiths, and I was listening to the album Strange Ways Here We Come last night, and it just reminded me of the time of my life when the album came out, and I was a student, and I was in a little band, and I wasn't really massively into the Smiths then. I liked them. I wasn't, you know, I was more into more the other indie music. Um, but I was listening to Strange Ways Here We Come last night whilst I was playing, and I thought, you know what, it's just such a incredible album. It's like immense, you know. I mean, you know, whether you like them or not, you can't dispute that Morrissey and Johnny Marr are immensely talented people. 3, 4, 4. Don't like it. I'm going to call one. So let's have a look at the overall bankroll graph while we're still playing here. So I'll put this over. So here I've added the last. I've got to take $15 off this because we lost a couple of days ago in tournaments. I'm not done. I'll maybe just delete a little bit from this figure here. Okay, so you know, I'm not worried too much about the timings of when this money came in. It just represents everything that we've won: cash, tournaments, bonuses. Okay, so you can see here this is going up. That's now $110. Okay, plus shortly we've got to add. Oops. $60 to that we will get from the monthly poker challenge, hopefully. Okay, so that's going to be $200 or so, thereabouts. Okay, and you know, plus we've got our $100 that we put in. What I might do, I might put the $100 on that line, so I don't have to say, oh, plus the $100, you know. So, and I can just say, look, this is all the money we have in the bankroll, minus $100 that we put in, and that might be the better way to say it, because yeah, I might rejig that a little bit. So I might put that. So on the first day, I'll enter that $100 on the 12th of November is when we started, and I'll say this is the $100 we invested, and you'll see that. So now you know this says plus $110 yellow line, so it'll actually be plus $210. So that will represent everything we have to play with, including the $100 we invested. That might be the better way to do it. It'll look better. It'll look more impressive. I've had that when I've had aces. I've had someone free bet. I don't know whether it was the same player, same table. Go on, sure. You know you want to. Ace queen will call. And this is the thing, you know. My feeling is that your premiums, your aces, and kings, so on, hold up a little bit more in cash games. Well, that's the reason why, because people are folding, you know. Tournaments are not. It's like, you know, that they've got to call, you know, they've got 15 chips, they've got whatever they've got. 3-3. I mean, some people are just going to call everything. They shove everything. I mean, but this is what you face in tournaments. You're going to get a lot more bad luck, and your premiums are worth a lot less. You know, and I think even now, even though I've played a lot of tournaments, that still hurts. I'm still one of those. I think I've got ace ace. Woohoo! It's going to win. This is my hand. All those chips are mine. Yeah. You know, and it hurts when it doesn't happen, which is a lot of the time. You know, a lot more than in cash games. I mean, some of the lyrics on that Smith's album, "Strange Ways Here We Come," it's amazing. You know, I actually haven't heard it for a long time. I was listening to it last night. Stop me if you've heard this one before. What an amazing song with amazing lyrics. Stop me, stop me if you think that you've heard this one before. I still love you. Okay, so we have the open ender here. Let's still love only slightly less than Oh, we give it one. We got the straight. Uh, Bottom pair and a flush draw. I should have gone more meteor here. It's a really bad bet. A terrible bet, to be honest. I completely balls that up. That was a dog's dinner of a hand. I wasn't really concentrating. I balls that up from the beginning. I noticed that I didn't realise I had the pair there as well. And I would have played that differently. Yeah, I've got to be careful. This guy's got a big stack. Don't have the nut flush, yada yada yada, but I didn't play that well at all. I was delayed, I was way late. An emergency stop. Oh no, what's the next lyrics? Make the shine but reflect a plan a mass murder. I mean, those lyrics are just incredible, you know, just incredible lyrics. To make a shine, the pain was enough to make a shine, but reflect and plan a mass murder. I mean, even at the time, I remember that line. I mean, the whole song. I remember that sort of the line of those lyrics and the other lyrics on that album as being like, wow, this is genius. Just pure talent. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a massive Morrissey fan. I'm not, some people really get into Morrissey, don't they? Or go to all his gigs and dive on stage. There's that little sort of cult following, isn't there? I know friends like that when I was younger. They wore the long shirts and I had the quiffs and boys and girls and you know, crazy about it. But I wasn't like that. But certainly appreciate the talent. Okay, it's the time when you start to hear a few noises. My cleaner's coming round. I'm okay with the queens. Or not. That's a really bad call. We got killed by the... I looked at the VPip there and I just thought, yeah, you're messing around. So... let's hope he doesn't have Jack. 41 chips is either got it or it hasn't. Fuck's sake, man. Here we go. 10-8. Fuck off. Kinda knew that was coming. Got a bad couple of hands there. But we've had some luck so far. So we have a complete station here, 71. That's okay. I mean, we've got beaten up there a bit. We made a bad call, and we got unlucky with one hand. So let's have a look at the chart. Great, we have the nut flush here. I'm just going to tease it a little bit. Go for it. Wonderful. That's the problem with the little flushes. Okay, so we had that little blip, and now look at the chart. So we come back, we recovered. Okay, so that was good for us. I mean, that's what I like about the slower tables as well. You get to know the players a bit, can make a little bit of money. You can do a little bit of analysis as you're going along. You know. Sorry, there's all this movement around me. My cleaners are busy reeling bins and things. They're great. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I like playing 4 table Zoom sometimes. You know, and but I like this is okay, you know. Steady pace, steady money, steady Eddie. Sometimes it's just nice to. I mean, it's a nice session. It's nice to end. It's what I, you know. This is a nice poker session where I can just enjoy, savor. You know, get in. You know, you're just not clicking buttons. You're not like some kind of robot. Can be a bit robotic, isn't it? 4 table Zoom. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm up for that sometimes. Every day, 10 hours a day. I'd rather stick pins in my eyes and do that, you know. This is okay for me. A bit of variety. With this tilt. I think so. I'll put a little bit of an aggressive tag down on him. So if you look at the monthly poker bankroll challenge now, that's 2372. We started off with 350.93, so you know, about 22 there, just under 2 hours. So you know, I would said about 12 an hour. $10-hour days at $10 going to be 120, isn't it? 120 points, something like that. So it's about $10 a day, as we've already said, at that level of monthly poker bankroll challenge. I'm going to flat with the king 6-7 here with all the money in the pot. Just going to flat. So it's got the cleaner seems to be moving a lot of bins this morning, real up and down. Busy. So we have the open ender here. Just call it. Really want the 8. I'll call it. Annoying that was. Bad hand for us. I will look at the chart here. Plus $60. Plus about $25 this morning. And in 2 hours or something. I find the line there just keeps me in check. If I see it going down a bit, I kind of look at addressing it, you know. If it goes a bit flat, I thought, okay, I need to get a bit more aggressive. Maybe I'm playing a bit passively. Gives me a little bit of information. So here's the chart for this morning. 500 hands, $25, like that. Is the 2 going to be enough here? We'll give it a call. We'll call 1 with the queens. How not to get maximum value with your aces, you know. 3-bet to 38 chips. Okay, well that's all you're going to get. No one's going to continue, are they, after that? Wasn't really watching this hand very well. Let's bluff the ace. I missed this hand. I didn't even know I had top. I didn't even know what hand I had there. On top pair. I don't even know what I did. You know, sometimes I've just got this kind of autopilot on. Sometimes I'm just gonna donk with this. I kind of fall asleep. I was just thinking about that queen hand. Oh. But I wasn't really watching anything else. I bluffed the pair. It's annoying because when my cards get turned over like that, everyone can see my bluffs. happened a few times. They're looking at me and they're just thinking, he just bets anything. And then I'm just going to end up getting looked up. You know, I don't like to show my bluffs. But I know this, like, haha, we've got you. We know your game, matey. You cheat. Cheeky, cheeky, cheat. No, not a cheat, but you know what I mean. Fucking knobhead. It was callable, but I'm not giving him. He just shove ace king off. It's one of those players, Mr. Push Fold, you know. I don't play push fold with him. Make it expensive for him to continue. Don't think he has ace free. Have a software thing with you now. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause now anyway. So we've come up to the end of that. I was going to think of pausing that. So obviously, you know, Pokerstars. I'd have to log off, log on. So I'll come back to this later. But let's just show you the charts anyway. So there's the charts for the full bankroll. So, yeah, I think it's about $120 plus the $100, so $220. Plus we've got, you know, not long to a $60. So, you know, we're around about $300 if we include that monthly poker bankroll challenge. Let's just quickly look at today. $20, a couple of buy-ins, 600 hands so far. Just a couple of hours really. So that's fine. I need to go out. I need to have some breakfast. This was really just I wasn't going to play actually. I just wanted to do a quick update. I'll just kind of let you know that I've been playing $10 games, and you know that now. Let's just have a look at the. I try to give you as much information as possible, really, if that's helpful. I mean, I've not played any more of these games anyway, so it doesn't matter about that. I'm permanently sat out now. I'd have to log back in and log on. Actually, let me just do that because I just want to see if the tables come back. So whilst I'm talking to you, I can log off, log on. Oh, actually, no, I need to show you this. So 374.54. Yeah, so it's plus 14. So, you know, 2 hours or so. Okay, so that's great. And here we have And we've got about 500 points here on that. Could we started off with, we had about 200 to go. We've got plus 200 now to 500 points. So that's going to take about 10 hours a day or so to do that. So I've already added this chest on, I think. We got nothing from the dice roll chest. We got one. We didn't get an extra chest there, so this should be like a $5 chest. $5 cash. That's already been added onto the bankroll anyway. I don't know, maybe at the end of the day we'll have another $5 chest and another roll on the dice. Let's just quickly look at the leaderboards. I think there's a few hours left of those to go. So that's for $3, $3.5 there. So yeah, it's kind of going in the right direction. Okay, I'm going to log off now. Let me just log off and log back on, actually. So all those tables are off. And I quickly log back on. Whilst I'm still talking to you. And, sorry about the black screen. Just want to see if this works. If the tables come back on. So later on tonight, let's just have a look at some tournaments. Pokerstars tonight. Let's just see what's there. I don't know if this is. Pokerstars doesn't seem to be responding. But what I might do is have a look at one or two tournaments. Let's see if we can just get this up. Have a look at one or two tournaments that we can play. So let's close that. That might help. I can't really get Pokerstars restarted now. Okay, don't worry. But what I'm going to do is have a look at some maybe one or two tournaments to play later on, in addition to playing the cash games. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again soon.